This is pretty interesting. You know, this first report came out from IBM in 2011, and I actually picked this up and ran with this and used this heavily in a lot of my presentations. If you all have not seen this report, it still is super valuable, even though it's only 3 years old, or it is 3 years old. And one of the things that they said in there is that the empowered customer is in control of the business relationship. But I think we need to remember that every single week we come into the office, the customer is the one that's really in control. They actually just came out with their 2014 study. This is a global CMO study. The first one they did in 2011, they actually surveyed about 4,000 people. This time they chose to do a deep dive and do in-depth surveys with 500 CMOs. And here are some of the findings. They found that very few CMOs have really made much progress in 3 years. Very few. 71% of CMOs are unprepared to deal with the explosion of data. There's just this huge gap between the pace setters, and yes, those are the people that are at the head of that race, but there's just a huge gap with traditionalists and even people that are lagging further behind. Some people are dabbling just in social, but they're really not getting out there with their digital techniques. And the digital pace setters, they're really focused on cross-channel customer experiences. They recognize that they've got 3 tablets and a smartphone and a desktop at home or in the office and an iPad, laptop, MacBook Air. They realize they've got all of these devices. They realize that they're shopping in a physical store, they're buying on Amazon, they're shifting around channels constantly, and they're really working on that kind of continuous experience through all those different channels. So if you haven't seen these studies, I would recommend you go take a look at them. Very, very interesting. But where many of us are today is we've got these outdated taxes. We're literally just blasting our customers until they start ignoring us or unsubscribing. A lot of companies have siloed technology. You know, in the last couple of years, I've been in probably 50 conference rooms with customers and prospects, and we start looking at what's going on with their technology infrastructure and their technology environment. There's a lot of siloed technology out there where certain platforms can't talk to one another. Data can't be exchanged. It's a real issue. And I think as marketers, people are still focused on us. They're focused on our products, our technology, what we have to talk about, as opposed to taking really a much more customer-centric approach.